Did you put the plugs in? Just kidding.
See the ice down here? So I don't know. What do you think? It's 25, 30 maybe? I wasn't looking at the thermometer.
I don't think it's 30.
25. Sun's out though, so we'll be all right. We're ready to rock and roll. So far, she's been running real good. We had some issues on like our third day on the river. I'll tell you about. We're gonna go rip up to a little diversion dam up here.
We're gonna go run this boat up the diversion dam over here. Let's see how we do.
Faster than that. All right, y'all, she's running good. We went up some pretty shallow stuff, no problems. Am I yelling? I might be yelling, oh well. Yeah, we wear headphones because that supercharger is just constantly whining. And after like 10, 15 minutes of listening to it, it's rough. I love the sound, but I don't want a headache from it. So we're gonna go down here somewhere, maybe actually right here. I'm gonna get this and show you guys the speedo so you can see that I'm doing pretty much 50. I'm not sure exactly what I'll hit, but what?
You're gonna show them the speedo, are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys my speedo so you guys can see I'm not lying. We're actually going about 50. Maybe I get the one out on my phone and just do it that way. All right, y'all. So here's the boat. Okay, this is a 1981 Koffler jet sled. It's 18 foot long and 60 inches wide. I think it actually comes in a little bit under that. But we got this for off a guy for 3,000 bucks, I believe. And inside is our Rotax 215 horse motor. So what we did here, as you can see, is we cut the fiberglass hull of the jet ski out. Watch our other video if you haven't already. We show you exactly what's going on. But we cut the fiberglass hull of the jet ski out. And this aluminum piece right here is a shield that we molded, well, bent around that fiberglass hull. And then we attached it. You can see some bolts in here. We used stainless bolts, and we painted the whole thing with 3M 5200, and we mated that shield on top of the fiberglass, and then we dropped it in the channel that we cut in the bottom of the boat, and we welded it. So we're not just glued in, I mean, we are effectively welded in here. It would take a miracle to get that fiberglass separated from that aluminum now with how much stuff we've done to attach it. So the steering. Everyone comments on the steering, all right? It's kind of silly right now. This is just obviously the handlebars off the jet ski. I've got the dash, or the speedo, the tack, all the instrument cluster mounted right here, and I've got my buttons just hanging out. But our steering right now is just a push-pull. So I have it pinned right now so it can't move when we're driving, but if I pull that pin out, we just push and we pull. Push, pull, okay? So it's effectively a stick steer, it just has a set of handlebars on top. That's temporary, we're not gonna keep that forever, but we did weld our own brackets down here. So we got this weld in place to lock the steering cable in, and then obviously we're connected up there. But that's pretty ghetto. So back here, we got our box that we built out the back, okay? A lot of people were asking, why'd you build out the back? Well, one of the big reasons was we wanted to save as much room in the boat as we could, because when this is all done, we're gonna have a big platform covering this motor and a couple boxes on each side, so there's gonna be a big flat deck back here. And I wanted to save as much room in the boat as I could and not just be flat deck, you know, all the way to the front. So by doing this, we came back about 14 inches. The other reason that we had to do this, and it's gonna be hard to show you, pretty much impossible, but right under here, these Seadoos have, the newer Seadoos have IBR. It means intelligent brake and reverse. And so it's an electronic controlled system to control your reverse bucket, and you can throw it in reverse really fast. I'll show you a clip of that video here, what that looks like. And you can throw it in neutral, which just brings that bucket half up, and it's all just electronically controlled off the handlebars up there. So that controller is right here, and it's pretty big. And so we built it out so that would sit all the way out here and not interfere with the transom. I don't know. We didn't have to do it like that, but we wanted to save room in the boat. So everything down here, the nozzle, the reverse bucket, this is all straight out of the jet ski. We haven't done anything here. The impeller needs to be replaced, I'm sure. The wear ring needs to be replaced. But so far it's running good for what we got. Over here, so one of the days we took it out, we had a little bit of a problem. We got on the water, and we were on the water for about 2 minutes, and not even 2 minutes, maybe a minute, and a check engine light came on. It put me in limp mode. Well, come to find out, what we had done is we had frozen solid our open loop cooling system. So water gets pulled in here, in the where the impeller's at, gets pulled in, and it comes up right here. And normally it goes into the intercooler in the intake. We've bypassed that because of what I'm about to tell you. But we froze it solid. We ended up heating up our exhaust too hot. We burned the exhaust box. It melted a hole in it. I'll have a picture here. And anyway, it's because we let those lines freeze, and then water, when we turned it on, we weren't pushing any water out because they were frozen solid. So lesson learned, don't do that again. Anyway, but because these intercoolers have been a known fail point on these jet skis, we just decided to bypass that entirely. We left it in place, but we've just bypassed it. So now our water comes straight to the exhaust manifold, jacket, and then works its way back. We're not going to the intercooler at all. And I don't think the intercooler is all that important right now because it's 30 degrees outside. I mean, this thing's gonna be running pretty cold for the most part. The water's cold, the air's cold. I don't think that intercooler is really gonna increase performance very much. The gas tank, we just have it mounted with some straps right now. We do have a new aluminum gas tank right here. We're gonna weld in. You can buy a ring. I think Mini Jet makes it, if I'm not mistaken. You can buy a ring to weld in an aluminum tank, and this assembly here will just screw onto that ring once you weld it into your aluminum tank. So that's what we're gonna do there. We'll show you guys this box a little bit more because this is you know, the hardest part of this whole build. So we came out as far as we needed to, essentially. We kind of mocked it all up in place. Once we had that aluminum shield on the bottom of the fiberglass, we slid it in, we mocked it all up, kind of figured out where we needed to be. We figured out how low we would sit, which we just totally guessed on what a good depth was. Where we started with this box was obviously that aluminum shield that runs the radius of the fiberglass hole. But then the next piece was right here. This piece here, and then obviously on this other side. So that fiberglass comes straight up like this. And so we attached a piece of aluminum that extends into the boat, just a few inches. We attached it with 3M 5200, a couple countersink stainless steel bolts, and we put this piece on and this piece on. Okay, now our fiberglass is completely protected. The next piece we did was right here. So to do this piece, I think I have a picture of it, we'll show you. We have fiberglass that runs all right here. So we got a piece of 1/4-inch plywood and we put it up here, and then we were able to measure up against this and use that 1/4-inch plywood as a template so we knew exactly where to cut. So we did that. We cut this aluminum, and then from there we used, again, 1/4-inch plywood and just slid it up here, and that helped us template this piece out and this side piece out. And obviously for the top as well, same thing, pretty easy on the top. So then what we did, we slid it in, and we had gaps here in the boat. So we welded for extra support, we welded these 2-inch strips of aluminum, 3/16, down here and around the bottom all the way to the end here. And we welded those in, and then we welded our box onto those strips. Same thing over here. We got a strip down here, and then it comes and goes like this. So this is supported pretty good. Our welds are questionable, but overall everything has been watertight. Everything's worked out good. So let's, if we can real quick, let's look under here. Okay, so this is our ride plate. This is from the jet ski, so this is a pretty important piece for your cooling system. This obviously contacts the water and it helps cool your closed loop cooling system. So you want to be careful with this piece. But our intake is here. We filled these gaps up as much as we could, sealed them real tight. There's metal back in there. And then we are welded all the way forward. And so down here, as you can see, can you see this, Colton?
Yep.
This is our aluminum shield. This is 3/16 aluminum that goes forward. And so the only exposed fiberglass is right here and inside the intake. Okay, so we're not at huge risk of fiberglass problems. This 3/16 aluminum is thick. I mean, it is no joke. And I even welded a new fin in the middle of our intake grate here because I was worried about pulling rocks. I need to finish it and bring it up here. And anyway, but that's what the bottom looks like. So we are welded all the way forward. And then on the end, where that spoon kind of comes to the end, we cut a little piece out and bent it up to meet the hull of the boat, and then we welded that in. And then over that, we actually got a plate of aluminum and welded a cap over that for extra support at that first contact point where that spoon starts. So we're extra thick right there at that first point, because we figured that potentially can be an impact point. And with our welding skills, as terrible as they are, we want to make sure we're highly reinforced. So anyway, that's what we have going on here. We're gonna build a box over the back, over the sensing compartment. We're gonna put a big storage box here, storage box here. We're gonna redo the front end. We're gonna cut this bench out. We're gonna completely redo the steering and get all that mess out of there and make it look pretty. We're gonna get the gas tank moved forward. We're gonna get the batteries up in the front. And the other thing we'll probably do, because we are experiencing pretty bad cavitation issues on choppy water, is we're probably gonna build a larger spoon and run the length to the front with a pretty big spoon to hopefully displace that air so that we're pulling in water more efficiently in the boat. The other thing we might do is get trim tabs on here. I don't want to, because I don't think they'll look as cool, but they would probably be very functional. So other than that, the other things we've done, we've put, why is that loose? Whoops. We put boat buckles on, so we're not dealing with those straps. We're gonna redo these hooks. These are temporary. And then actually, let's look at the front of the boat. We put a new winch on the front, a Fulton F2, and we welded this piece on here. And I'm pretty proud of this. I can weld steel a lot better than I can weld aluminum. I mean, even this isn't that good, but it's so much better than my aluminum welds. But this winch is so much better than any other winch I've ever used. So this light was on the boat already. It does work, but it's not very bright. So anyway, that's the boat. So that was a speed rundown of the boat. I wanted to give you guys a little better view of what we really had going on here. Let me know if you have any questions. We got a lot more videos coming. And after we finish building this boat, we just found a couple of jet skis that would probably be donated. Two-stroke 700cc Seadoos from the 90s that potentially will be we can acquire. And we have a 14-foot John boat. We're probably gonna dump one of them in. So if you're not subscribed already, subscribe, please. We're gonna do a lot more projects like this. What do you guys think we should build next after we get his 14-foot John boat? We're thinking about maybe trying to...
Chevy?
Not a 60 Chevy. We're thinking about maybe trying to get an Isuzu diesel 4JJ1 and put it in a boat with a jet pump on it. Good idea or not? Let us know. All right, you guys, subscribe. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one.